Yeah, take your time. We'll talk. We'll talk in the meantime.
I've got the Bigfoot pulled up that we were going to talk about.
Oh, the Russian Bigfoot?
You want to talk about Russian Bigfoot?
Fuck yeah. Man,
all right, so I've got Soviet Sasquatch over here. There's a line in it in the story that makes me laugh. Now, this is from Vice.
I love Vice personally.
So
yeah, I do too.
Vice makes me laugh. I'm not going to lie, and they occasionally have some shit that I find interesting. So we've got this story here about the Soviet Sasquatch. Recently, someone uncovered texts, manuscripts, talking about USSR's expeditions to find the legendary Yeti. They call them the mysterious wild men living at the edge of civilization. It goes on here to talk about this was 7,000 miles in a how do you pronounce this word here?
Caucasus
Mountains. There you go.
Caucasus.
Like Caucasian? How do you not know your own homeland, sir?
I didn't want to say it. I wanted somebody else to say it.
It's funny. It's a funny word to say.
Somebody whipped out Caucasus for me. See, I didn't
you said
need to
it
say
again.
it.
You are Caucasian.
Yes,
from
sirs.
the mountains.
From the mountain of Caucasus.
Sorry, Scott. Continue. We
So
got
these
distracted by the funny word.
these Soviet investigators were looking for the Yeti. They go on in Tajikistan, Kirplakistan, Uzbekistan, and all these stands. They're looking for naked man bears.
Of course they are.
That have piercing midday howls, tall hairy creatures that perpetually kicked over tents, and rhubarb foraging troops of camel-haired beasts standing on two legs.
Camel-toed beasts.
Also talking about grisly murder scenes where victims' livers had been plucked from their backs.
Yeah, but let me tell you, man, when you threw some makeup on my ex-wife, she was pretty.
Well, I mean...
I should really call her.
I love how you always go with the positive, Dustin.
I should call her, really.
Seriously.
So the prime suspect, they say, was in the Caucasus, was the Yeti.
Dustin, have you ever heard of the whole cattle mutilation thing? Have you ever heard about that?
I have heard of it.
Yeah. That's another interesting one, of which it could be aliens, but I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I've also heard of chupacabra, and I don't necessarily not believe in it.
Yeah.
But, like...
Well, like, the cattle mutilations is a thing that, like, we know it happens. We don't know why it happens or, like, who does it, but I mean, I'm definitely am not, like, saying it's aliens, but I am saying, like, what the fuck is it? Like, what the fuck is this whole cattle mutilation thing?
Well, they're saying the Soviet Yeti, the manuscripts were wrote by this dude, Professor Boris Porshnev,
it's a fun name
who
to say.
authored a manuscript on Yeti sightings for the Soviet Union. Here he is, photographed in France in 1970.
This looks like a man that would have experienced
right?
Looks like a real man.
Bigfoot.
That looks like a
Absolutely.
dude who is probably having sex with Soviet Bigfoot as we speak.
This is the guy that you see in the story like the guy that in Australia that punched the kangaroo, or that guy in Alaska that beat up a grizzly bear.
Right.
What those guys look like. This is definitely the guy that beat up an escaped Bigfoot in Soviet Union. I'm not surprised.
He
that
looks
this
like
is his
a
backstory.
clean, sober Russian version of Hunter S. Thompson.
He looks
Little
like
bit.
a good clean.
Still crazier than
Southern-
shit, though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Love me some Hunter S. Thompson.
Hey, Scotty, not to get too far down the rabbit hole, but if you want to find something else interesting about this, just Google Zona real quick and see what you get.
Zona?
How do you spell
It
that?
is on this top.
Is it Z-O-N-A?
No, so
Okay,
basically,
okay,
it was
okay.
a claim that this woman was part Alma or Bigfoot or wild man, for lack of a better term. It's a famous story out of that Georgia and that region, the Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah, they're from the Caucasus, too.
He said Caucasus again.
Now, if we're seriously introducing what we would think of as
So here's the Caucasus,
savage
boys.
human, then yeah,
Romania,
I believe definitely we saw
Moldova, Ukraine, Georgia, Turkey, and this is around the Caucasus, right?
Hey, you used to live near Georgia, right, Dustin?
that. Atlanta. I saw the Atlanta Sasquatch once. He asked me for $5, and when I told him I didn't have any money, he chased me in his wheelchair.
Not that he needed the wheelchair.
Did you have anything to do with the Guidestones?
No, I didn't even know about those until
we talked about it here, right?
No. I knew about them. I did. No. I think I might have. No, I'd forgotten about them for a very, very long time. But yeah, I knew about those before they got blew up.
Yeah, I did too. I bet I had almost forgotten about them.
So
And
they're
you know
saying
what? It all sounded like sound advice to me. So who am I to argue with?
What
them?
about the part about keeping the human population?
Sounds like
under-
sound advice to me.
Yeah, what
I'm
was
sorry,
it? Was
but
it 500,000? No, 500 million.
I think it was this
500 million. Yeah.
It was a decent.
Which
amount.
we're at like 9 billion now. So,
And I'm going to tell you though, think of how sweet things would be if we were down to 500. If there
dude,
wasn't-
I do not
if there
disagree.
wasn't so many people eating from this human experience pie,
yeah, no, I agree.
we'd all have better jobs. It wouldn't matter if we had better jobs because shit would be so cheap because we'd be buying from each other.
Yeah, no,
I like this
agree.
dude.
Oh, dude, is that Canadian?
that's
Bigfoot?
actually Catholic Bigfoot.
Catholic Bigfoot.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
That's we went to school with him, didn't we, Scotty? That's Jason Wolfman, isn't it?
I knew you were going to say that.
He works at the carnival now, right?
God damn it! I knew you were going to say that.
You know, he got drunk.
That guy right there tried to put me on top of the Spanish teacher's van.
He got drunk one night and
He broke my nose. He broke my nose playing basketball, man. Remember? I fucking got cracked in the nose and bled all over the gym.
And the year after you left, we were waiting for the bus, and somebody was like, "Hey, I bet you can't pick Merriman up, throw him over your shoulder, and climb up Senhora Snyder's van." She had a great big conversion van, and that motherfucker grabbed me like with that retard strength and threw me because I was a good 300 pounds back in the day, man. He tossed me like a sack of taters over the top of his fucking shoulder, and we climbed the back of that conversion van. Up we went, man, and he was getting ready to slam me on it when I finally wormed my way out.
Oh, Scotty.
We had a
no, Wolfie, no.
Retard strength.
Now, he wasn't.
Man.
I mean, he was
Where's
totally.
my bear mace?